Hello, Basil. You're on live at Ritmos. Can you hear me, darling?
I can hear you. How are you?
I'm very, very good, and thank you for calling and having that patience. A bit of technical problems here. It must be the heat here in Melbourne. You're calling from Adelaide, correct?
I'm calling from Adelaide. We're busy with the Fringe Festival show, The Good, the Bad, and the Ethnic, with here.
Who's the bad? Who's the bad? Tell me who's the bad.
I'm always the badass.
You're the badass. Hey, Basil. The program today is on relationships, and I was having a look at your centerfold spread. Now, you're quite a man. Tell me, how do you love a man like that, especially when you're traveling around, you know?
It's very difficult to be humble and be me, to be quite honest with you. Chicks are all over me. Listen.
Does that mean we up security? Yeah, I understand. I have the guys all over me too, yeah.
Listen, I can't get raped in prison, for God's sake.
Really? Are you going to be the giver or the taker?
Oh, man, let me tell you, I'm always the hammer, never the nail. Just always remember that.
Oh, I like that one. I really do. Tell me, Basil, because, you know, you've got a beautiful wife and family in the States. You travel a lot.
Right.
How do you manage it without your wife around? I mean, I fed you in the car and I just couldn't keep your hands off you.
Oh, and I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. You know, being a sexual person that I am, it's very, very difficult to be me. You know, it all started in the days when I was a stuntman in the porn movie industry.
In a porn movie, did you say?
Yes, I was a stuntman.
Please tell me, what did you do as a stuntman in the porn movie? The mind boggles. We are allowed to say this live.
Whenever they needed someone to, you know, fix whatever, that was my job. I was the fixer.
You're the fixer?
I was a fixer, yes. I fixed things. I made things better.
Ah, all right. Tell me, Basil, what's the best advice you could give to couples to spice up their lives and keep it going, especially for ones that, you know, one of the partners travel a lot, or one's a celebrity, or God knows, you know?
Yeah, no, I wonder who you might be talking about.
Well, you know, from a male's perspective.
You know, it's kind of on a serious note. Hey, listen, it's a relationship, for God's sakes. I mean, you do whatever you can. Don't have any rules.
So no boundaries?
No boundaries. If it feels good, do it. If you're both into it, do it.
Oh, I like the sound of that. My back's
Listen, just get out there and have some fun. Have a couple of drinks, and it's really important that for any couple that's listening, married or not married, to go out once in a while, especially if you're married and you got kids, have a date night.
I actually was reading up on that. A lot of couples actually fail to remind themselves that they once were a couple. They become parents, and they stay focused on kids, and all of a sudden their kids are grown up and moving out of home or doing their own thing, and they forget that they were once a couple. So I say to my friends, hey, go and have an affair with each other. Yeah,
oh, absolutely. You know, it's a pretty cool thing to do is once in a while, you know, I'll tell, you know, the wife, say, hey, listen, meet me in Vegas. Or let's, you know, shoot up to New York. I'll meet you in New York at this hotel. Whatever the case is. You know, listen,
so this is how you spice up your...
Just tell one of your partners, listen, meet me in Sydney for a weekend or for a night. Or, you know, let's go down to this hotel and just play hooky and, you know, get the parents to watch it. Do something different, for God's sake. Just don't do the same old, because you're going to get into a rut, and it's so difficult to get out of a rut, maybe sexually, socially, whatever the case is. Get out there and do something different. Go and, you know, get a book. You know, the Book of Kama Sutra, okay? Now listen, that's an interesting book to get.
Is this the one where you're having sex, but you're not actually having sex, like you're not actually touching each other?
No, the Book of Kama Sutra is Indian lovemaking techniques.
Indian lovemaking techniques? Is this where the head goes, ooh, I can imagine having a head somewhere and it just moves around. Okay, I'm getting it.
Yeah, if you see the positions, they're impossible. I mean, Kula gave me the book. I don't know why. You know, but
do you reckon she's hinting out she wants some new stunts from you?
You know, but while I'm here, you know, you got to understand, I'm by myself. I was drinking. I opened the book. And I'm pretty sure there's a misprint someplace, because after I had my left leg wrapped around my right ear and my left arm was through my leg.
That was you explained that to me in person. Yeah. Last time you were in Melbourne, you explained that to me. Self-satisfaction, I think you called it.
Well, it is self-satisfaction. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'll tell you,
I'm going to get into trouble.
I think there was a problem with that book, because I actually screwed myself, so I don't know what that
No, the guy was just going beep right then and there. Now, Basil, today you said you wanted a quickie. How do you maintain a man like you as a quickie?
Well, I am very, very fast. Very, very fast. I am all about the quickie. But
I was looking at your centerfold and I thought, now if I've got this man in bed, just to cover all that body, there's no way known I could do it as a quickie.
No, let me tell you, sweetheart, it's an unbelievable, it's an art form. I have gotten it down to an art form. Art form, let me tell you, you and me, 2 blinks of an eye, that's it.
I love it. And tell me
about your sex life. I mean, what do you do for fun?
Well, I will play a song and, yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? Just tell me, what do you do? What is?
Well, if I've got a man and I go away, I'll to really, look after him, and hopefully he'll be looking after me, and we just lose control, and nothing else matters.
Oh my God!
I'm like you. I mean, I'm everywhere, but with nobody.
What you got to do is you got to just sit there and just take control. I love a woman who takes control.
I take control all the time, but hey, I don't want blisters. Oh my God, I shouldn't have said that live on radio. I am so much in trouble here. Basil, you are currently performing in Adelaide.
Right.
Do you talk about sex and all that in your program, or is it...
Well, you know what, because...
it's 3 guys. There's about 3 of you, or 4 or 5.
There's 4 of us all together.
Ooh.
And,
And you do all have your individuality.
Who's the Italian sex god, okay? And then you got Tahir, who's the Turkish sex god. You got Rob Shanady, who also plays on Housers and also on Fat Pizzas, Rocky. He's the Lebo sex god. But then you got the guy...
Well, like with Moss, you aim to please everyone, and we do the same thing here. When are you down in Melbourne?
Oh, you know what? I will be in Melbourne. I think we're trying to work out a quick tour for me personally, because I cannot join the group because I'm involved in a television show, filming and doing all that stuff, so I got to get back to the United States.
Well, when are we going to see you in Melbourne? Well, I've got this centerfold all over Facebook. Yes, guys, get on Facebook, Rithmore 1656. You will see Basil spread out with a towel looking sexy as.
Very sexy.
But you're teasing our Melbourne audience here. We want to see you.
I will be back in Melbourne. I'm going to try and plan to come there sometime in August to do maybe 3 big shows in Melbourne, a couple in Sydney, 1 in Perth, Adelaide, and then shoot up over to Darwin, and then over to Townsville. I love the people in Townsville as well as the ones over in Brisbane. They've always been fantastic, and the Gold Coast, everywhere. And then I'm also going to be touring in Greece. So
my goodness. Carly is in Greece right now, so she'll be looking forward to it. Now, Basil, I've got a request from Rachel, the singer. She's a good friend of mine, is one of your biggest fans. It was her birthday yesterday, and Dean's 30th, and she wants you to say happy birthday to them.
So do you want me to sing it, or you want me to...
Oh, yeah, why don't you sing it? Sing happy birthday to Rachel.
For Rachel and Dean, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to do it in the sexiest voice I got.
Oh, please, because she just loves you.
Yeah, just turn up the volume a little bit. There you go. Okay.
All right, go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rachel and Dinakimu. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, definitely the KK factor there, Basil. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Now, you also have a segment in Oppa. You do have a spread in Oppa. We spread you everywhere.
Yeah, I do. The Oppa magazine.
And you talk about relationships.
Yeah, I do everything from... Well, this one, because, Valentine's Day passed in February, talked about relationships. It was a lot of fun doing. And you know what? The parents, our parents weren't the most romantic. And then, but then you look at their role models was, their parents, our grandparents. And the only thing, there's nothing romantic that I see about my papu and my yaya. There's nothing romantic.
Smoochy poopies. Some of these yayas and papudes had a lot of kids. So there must have been something romantic about that. They were like rabbits.
I'm thinking that they were very cold and they did anything to keep warm, and by accident something happened.
Oh my God, Basil. So tell me.
Papu after 13 kids, but una blanqueta, tipo da derecha.
Yeah, well, you know, my mum's one of 18 and she's a twin, so how about that one? Yeah.
Wow.
They were popping them out like there was no tomorrow.
My God, I'd be if I were your mama or your grandma, I would be afraid to bend over to pick up a piece of paper, for God's sake.
Yeah, I'd be afraid full stop because I am Greek after all. Tell me, Basil, what's the next? Tell me briefly what you're going to write about next in Oppa.
You know what? I'm writing right now about preparing because you know our schedules are a little bit different as far as the season. So right now we start talking about the fall weather coming up and what to prepare for with the winter months. Because I remember when I was here in July, August, I froze my rear end off, and that's a lot of piscinoff, to be quite honest with you. It was freezing.
But you got two pom-poms in the front that keep you warm.
What was that?
You've got pom-poms in the front that keep you warm.
I do have pom-poms, but that's, I even have those shoes with the fuzzy things in the end, too. But, check us at the pom-poms over there.
All right. Well, I got very close to them. You do remember that big pash that we did at Vanilla one year? That caused a bit of a stir. And your friend, from the radio station, the TV station, I remember her sending me a private message saying, "Excuse me, KK, but I am a close friend to Basil and his wife and kids, and I want to know what you and Basil were doing in the corner Vanilla." And I said, well, it's not quite what it looks like. No. I got into trouble for that.
Well, I enjoyed it. I need to let the people know that it was supposed to be a setup. However, KK took it way too further.
No, you stuck your tongue in, okay? This was you. It was your doing.
You had your glossa down my throat, for God's sake. It was ridiculous, although it turned me on. But it was like...
Hang on, you were nibbling my ear, slobbering all over my face with the glossa, so...
Like you didn't love it.
No, I did actually. I did, Basil. So tell me, is anything exciting happening? Shall we go on to
I'll be filming 2 movies, one in Greece, and I'll be filming another movie in Detroit.
Is there any porn in it?
Is there any porn? Yes. Well, you know what?
Well, you know, sex sells, so...
One movie that I did called Shortcomings, and you should really check it out.
Shortcomings? Oh, Basil, Stephen and Jane all the way from Queensland think this is the funniest interview ever. Well, we know that, don't we?
Really? Well, they're wonderful. I love the people in Queensland.
Yeah, and really Nick Grapsis, he's another big fan of yours.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you know what? Listen, I am the sex god. If there's any questions that any people have about how to spice up their life, let them Facebook you. I will answer anything I possibly can.
Yeah, let them Facebook me.
I possibly can do, because I'm all about making the relationship work. I really am. And for men, let's say if your wife is a sexaholic, okay?
Yeah, like me.
Keep up. Yeah, well, that's where I come in, okay?
Ah.
Get a little pinch of basil. That'll make it go better.
Oh, yes, because you are bringing out a few spices, aren't you, Basil?
Oh, yeah, baby.
I'll be eating a lot of basil. I do like basil.
I bet you do.
I know. Anyway, Basil, on that note, I know you have a big meeting happening there.
I do, but I just want to, if you can you just tell me a little bit what's going on with you and your sex life? I mean, you haven't told me anything.
Oh, well, hey, how about I put a song on and the song can explain it all? Do you want me to do that?
Well, if it's a song, if it's better than my birthday song, go for it, baby.
All right, here we go, Basil. See, that just says it all. Did you like that one?
God, am you kidding me? My nipples are
Andras the KkRock Chic. And Basil K. Vajada says you are a sex machine. We need to get you in Melbourne. There, all the women are just hanging. They love your centerfold picture.
Well, I love them. And listen, KK, I love you. I love all the people that are listening, but I really do have to get going.
All right, get going, and hello to everyone in Adelaide, and Spiro's listening in, all your fans. Feel like I got more. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and to everyone that's listening, I love you guys. Thanks so much for your support.
That's amazing. Bye.
Baby.